What's up, YouTube? Hope everything is well. Give me a couple of seconds. Just checking some stuff to see if everything is working. Like I said, guys, hope everything is well. New Friday, new live. I do this almost every Friday, so try to have a schedule with me every Friday here if you want to see my reviews, my previews of the PWCC weekly auction. Yeah, this should be fun. If anyone is watching, just please confirm in the chat if the audio is okay. That would help quite a lot. And of course, do not forget the like on this live. Really helps quite a lot. Music. I think things are working quite fine this time. Okay, let's see if I can pull you guys the comments, and I think everything is working. So guys, let's start with this new Friday, new live, and with that also a new PWCC preview. And we start with the typical pre-war stuff. Not the market I follow the most, as you guys know, but I always like to look at these cards. They are a piece of history, and that's tremendous if you are if you love to engage in this type of markets. That said, I will go a bit faster unless I see something too crazy that I really have to stop. A lot of pre-war this week seems like a lot of cadet cigarettes. Yeah, Cadle cigarettes, not cadet. So yeah, this is not my market by any means, so I will go a bit faster on those. Okay, I actually made this week a video that I thought the information was really good about the 5 different eras in the soccer card market: pre-war, vintage, pre-modern, modern, and ultra-modern. And I think that video also puts in perspective a lot of stuff I tend to talk on the lives. It's not that I don't think there is one era that is better than the others. Just about personal preference. Of course, if you love to collect, for example, vintage, even more specific pre-war, you probably have things with super strong rarity. The problem for me there, and you may disagree, that's fine, is I have zero connection with the players, and even in terms of relevance for the sport, I don't find greatness as I find in players like Pele or Maradona. But that's beside the point. I also would say everyone should collect what they enjoy. Talking about a player that is super important in the pre-war market is Dixie Dean, legendary player. I believe until this day, the player with the all-time goal scorer in an English league. Haaland at one point almost got people at least believe Haaland may end up breaking the record. Was not the case. Maybe next season, who knows? Haaland is a beast for sure, but this is a very important player. His true rookies go for a lot of money, but if you believe in the growth of the soccer card market, probably makes sense to see some value on Dixie Dean. Let's move on. Sports Cards Finder said, have a nice Friday and weekend, everyone. How are you doing, Sports Card Finder? Welcome to the stream. And again, I see that we have 10 people watching the stream right now. Please consider to leave a like and also join my Discord server. Link will be below the video. It's an amazing place to interact with me, to interact with other collectors. I also have a Patreon community, and you can find there, this may blow your mind to be honest, but more than 100 videos at this point that are not on YouTube, but they are on Patreon. But let's continue moving with this. Actually, since I'm talking about Patreon and Discord, I remember that I forgot to put the links on the comments, and I know some people really like that. So give me a second, just correcting something I should have done at the start, but it's never too late to correct things, right? So let me just post. Oh, maybe I cannot actually do it. Never mind. Okay, I cannot do it. The reason I cannot do it is there is a live chat right now, but you guys know on the description you guys have the links if you really want to check that type of stuff. Now let's continue with this. So I was talking about Tixidin, and you can see another one. But another player that is also super important is without a doubt Matias Sindelar. A crazy life. His story is actually amazing. He ended up fighting against against Hitler, against the Nazi regime at the time. If you guys love history, if you guys, especially history connected with football, take a look at Matthias Sindelar history. It's just crazy and it's a good watch, honestly. There is a couple of documentaries on YouTube about him. The ones I saw, all of them are quite great. So we keep moving. Of course, another player that is super relevant in the pre-war market is Stanley Matthews. I believe the first player to ever win the Ballon d'Or, and I believe until this day, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, it is what it is, but I believe until this day, the oldest player to win the Ballon d'Or, I believe was with 31 years old. This is all from the top of my mind, so maybe I'm saying something crazy, but I believe those are actually facts. Incredible player, of course. His longevity was insane. Was basically what we are seeing with players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi playing so late in their careers at top level. But yeah, Stanley Matthews, huge legend of the game. He was also very famous, so you actually have a lot of early cards for him. Some of them have strong rarity, others not. Others are more condition rarity, but a player you should collect if you love the history of soccer. He is for sure a very important one. Another Dixidin, do not know a lot about this one, but seems like a cool sticker, a cool card. A couple of more Stanley Matthews. Okay. I thought there are some interesting cards this week. And thanks for the stream. Zeg, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. We shall see. I mean, I had the feeling last week that the PWCC is getting a bit. I believe the supply on PLCC is getting a bit better recently on the weekly auctions. At one point was really bad, so I'm also interested to see what's going on this one. So far, so good. But very normal, with the pre-war stuff. A couple of Chicolato Abyssinia Morelli. Difficult to pronunciate, of course. The original Di Maria, in this case, De Maria. Don't know a lot about those players, to be totally honest with you guys. Morelli is actually the name of the player, not the name of the set. But yeah, interesting stuff. I believe those cards look really nice. They are postal cards. If you guys are not aware, I guess we can check it. But they are still really nice collectibles. Again, let me see. Thank you so much for I see that we got 5 likes already on the stream. We had 10 original, so thank you so much for leaving the like. Because the like on the live streams really helps the stream to reach more people. On the YouTube videos, YouTube do whatever they want to do, but on the streams you can notice if people leave a like, the stream gets much more people engaged. It makes sense. Okay, more Stanley Matthews. All of those cards are really cool. Hispano-Americana. Again, not a market that I engage that much. As I said, pre-war is not my forte. But yeah, I think they are really nice. Not the first time I see this type of cards, but I would feel uncomfortable to tell if they are really rare or not. I honestly do not know. It's not the market that I engage the most. The market where I engage the most is without a doubt pre-modern and vintage. After 58, I also feel I have really good knowledge there. Other players that also tend to appear quite a lot are those, the Bruguera Caramels. There is a couple of variations on this card. Sometimes is not the same brand, but these have been appearing quite a lot. Suarez, I believe, until this day is the only Spanish player with Ballon d'Or. Again, talking from the top of my head, take everything with a grain of salt, and I'll always check my facts if you are also not sure about them. Okay. Ooh, this seems quite trimmed, right? This is a beautiful card. I have to say it, but yeah, this is really trimmed. Probably the person could not get it graded anywhere, and they end up sending to this service the MBA authentication. Still a cool card, don't get me wrong, but yeah, not one that I would pay a lot. But this is an all-time card in the vintage market, if you ask me. I think that this card is so beautiful. Talking about another set that I also believe is beautiful is 58 Americana. People that follow me on this channel for a long time know that one of my dream cards is without a doubt Pele 58 Americana on this set. I love the colors. I love the blue thing on the background with the name. I think those cards are tremendous, and apart from that, they seem quite scarce. You can see that, for example, for Zit, this is PSA population 101. I would check, but the cert seems actually the cert is actually a new one, so I would assume PWCC is correct on this one. Sometimes they are not, but in this case, I would believe that's the case. Same logic for this one, PSA population 101, non-graded higher. Again, there is amazing players on this set. I mean, the Brazilian team was insane, but of course, the one you have to pay a lot of money is the Pele. The Garrincha is also fairly expensive, but worlds apart of the Pele. Those ones, I have no idea. I assume since they are very low pop, maybe someone will try to complete the set, but normally they should not be super expensive, but they are historical players for that Brazilian team. Wesley Collect Card set, pick the, let me bring the chat actually. Pick the 58 Van der Out Cruyff rookie PSA 4 for $300 this week. I feel like I got a great deal. Did you check, Wesley, if the back has 0 damage? I hope that's the case, by the way, because the reason I'm saying this is normally a PSA 4 should have 0 damage on the back in terms of paper loss, in terms of glue, basically the stuff that really punishes you when it comes to the grading standards. But that said, that card, the Cruyff Van der Out, PSA does a lot of mistakes on those. Please be careful. In this case, you already bought, and I hope you did a great buy. But be careful with that. The damage on the back tends to be a problem even in good grades, and PSA 4 is a decent grade for that card. But congrats, it's an amazing card, and if the back is clean, I love that buy. Talking about another card that I'm a huge fan is 58 Coleção Titulares Pele. I like the fact this is with Santos. In terms of rarity, it's not the easiest rookie to find by any means. On this set titulares, you guys also have, instead of the horizontal, you have the vertical card where you see Pele with the Brazilian colors. That one is a beautiful sticker. I still prefer the Americana, but it's a close second in my book when it comes to 58 cards. I even put those above the Alifa Bologet, but that's personal preference. The market disagrees with me on that. But I also like this one. I mean, it's a PSA 1, could be a bit better. You can see clear the damage on the front. The back is whatever, honestly. It's a PSA 1 at the end of the day. But this is a great card. Still in the same set, we have Barbosa. We also have Nilton Santos. I believe Nilton Santos was a left back, and if I'm not mistaken, people still consider him one of the best left backs ever that played for Brazil, but even in general in the history of soccer. Let's keep moving. Okay, now we have a couple of German releases. Important players: Fritz Walter, Jus Siller. Probably I'm completely destroying his name. But historical players in general, not players I collect, but maybe that changes in the future. Talking about a player that I have really up there when it comes to greatness is Bobby Charlton. Not the first time we are talking about him. In this case, they put Robert Charlton. That's actually the name these cards tend to have. We know him as Bobby Charlton, but Robert Charlton is also fine. Okay. Huge legend. To be honest, I always felt, not this card in particular, because I think the cadet suites are actually quite common, but I always felt this guy was I mean, he checks all the boxes. Greatness is incredible, and they're winning the first Champions League for Manchester United, the first World Cup for England. England is a big part of our market. I'm a huge fan of Bobby Charlton. Actually, there is a channel in Portugal that tends to show old games, vintage games, let's say, and I saw a couple of games of England in '66 and also Manchester United, and Bobby Charlton was insane as a player. I was really impressed. Jimmy Greaves, one of the best players ever in terms of skills. Not that I saw him, but is what people tend to say. A magician with a ball. His rookie is also in the same set as the Bobby Charlton one. Okay. Another Bobby Charlton, in this case with the auto. And the auto says authentic. So this is an interesting one. The back is really bad. Love the photo. I wish the back was in a bit of a better shape, but still really nice. Jimmy Greaves again. Okay, another, I would say, iconic set in our market. I'm talking about 58 Aquarella. The reason I think is iconic set is the Pele card sells for a lot of money, even in lower grades, but in top grades, we saw a couple of strong sales already for the Aquarella. And I feel like he's a rookie that is, again, is the entry point for Pele in the rookie material years. But since traded so often, I think there is something about that card at this point. Talking about this card, another two are appearing below. But let's focus first on those players. Like I said to the other sets, this Brazilian team was insane. I mean, look at this. Garrincha, Didi, Djalma, Nilton Santos. I mean, we are talking about a historical team. So all of those players are great players to collect, and we are seeing very good grades, honestly. PSA 4, PSA 4, PSA 5. I would not pay a lot because I also understand the premium is not there for this Brazilian team if you take out Pelé and Garrincha to a certain extent. But I believe in the long run, maybe the market will appreciate them more. One thing that I would say about those cards, and if you are not aware, there is a black version and a blue version. I actually forgot, but I have the idea that people tend to believe that the black version is the first. Don't quote me on this by any means, but the market makes zero differentiation between them, and prices are very similar for both versions. One critique that I would make to this card is actually, let's start with one thing. I think the aesthetics of the card are amazing. I love the colors. I love the blue background. I love the yellow and green jersey for Brazil. But in terms of condition rarity, sometimes I see a PSA 1, PSA 2 that looks as nice as a PSA 3 or a PSA 4. So I understand maybe there is some paper loss that I'm missing. But I also think since this is a perforated sticker, perforated card, is a bit relative to grade this set. And sometimes I could be wrong, but I really believe if you crack a card once again and you send it, you get a different grade, sometimes better, sometimes worse. But it is what it is. Okay, 11 people watching. If you're watching the stream, please consider to leave a like and also check both links below the video. I have a Patreon community that I have there more than 100 exclusive videos, and I also have a Discord server. The Discord server is totally free to join, and we are more than 1,000 members. Crazy to think about, but the Discord server is growing really fast. All right, let's continue. So talking about Aquarella, of course, we have to talk about this card. This is the big card in the set, Pelé. Let's be real, in almost any set that Pelé appears, he tends to be the big card, the chase card. We are talking about the GOAT, or one of the GOATs. It's highly debatable, I understand. So I already did a couple of, pros and cons for this card. Another thing that I also want to say, you can see this is actually the blue that Djalma was looking was the black version. But I would say another thing. In terms of true rarity, I actually believe this is a easy Pelé to find. It's still fairly low pop if you compare with things nowadays, but for the Pelé market is actually one of the cards that appears the most. And even in terms of condition rarity, you can see this is this is a very recent cert, and this is PSA pop 1 of 10 for higher. You can say, yeah, that's not a lot. It depends. If you look 1 year ago, this pop ended up growing, I would assume, a good amount. So it's all about perspective. I'm part of a couple of WhatsApp groups, and I also was a part of even more in the past. And this card is one of the cards that appears quite a lot in Brazil. Don't ask me why. I don't even know why is that versus other releases, but the Aquarela seems a set that was produced quite a lot. This is something I don't understand from PSA, why they put this in a bigger slab versus a normal slab. I mean, some people automatic don't bid on this card, but this card actually got a High Appeal Award E, top 15%. And I will not eliminate the card in a deep way, but do you see a big difference between this and the PSA 5? Maybe you see, and I'm actually the one missing something, but a lot of times they look very, very similar. Of course, sometimes you have PSA 1s, even PSA 2s, that they really have clear damage. That one does not seem the case. So, Edizione Vave, this is an Italian set, Calcio, Didi and Garrincha, two legends for Brazil, Campione del Mundo 58. You guys probably recognize this set because of the Pele rookie. Pele and Vav are in the set. Kind of funny that the name of the set is Vav. I like them. I think they are difficult to find, to be honest. I also understand some people may not like, since they are not the typical sticker. They have 2 players. But the rarity is a strong factor when it comes to collecting, and those cards, they seem decently rare. Not the rarest for sure, but decently rare. Keep moving. A couple of Pushkas. Another really, really cool card that I wish was in a normal slab. Bobby Charlton. I was talking with a collector, this was a couple of months ago, and I actually forgot the date, but he believes this is actually not 58. I never end up going too deep in the Bobby Charlton market to tell you for sure if this is 58 or not, but at least I thought putting this information out there could be important. Do your own research, basically, if you are thinking about bidding on that one. Maybe it's 58, but I got contrarian information that I also end up not finding evidence to confirm if it's good information or not, but I'm putting that out there. I love this card. I think this is such a nice moment for Pele. They tend to be, again, not that easy to find, and is not what I collect, to be honest. I don't like this style of cards. Not that I don't like. I just think Pele have a much better options in 58. Editorial Fair, very important and popular brand in Spain at the time. Really, really cool sticker for Luis Suarez. 2.5. People's population 1 of 1 and graded higher. Yeah, Spain honestly had great designs, if that makes sense, in the vintage era, and those are a very good example. Even Chocolate Torres, you have so many beautiful sets, so many beautiful cards that came from Spain in the vintage era. Talking about beautiful cards, I always love those ones. The Earl, the player, not super relevant for me, but the cards, they look really nice. Another good example, Igor Neto. The big card on the set is Pelé again. The other big card is probably Yashin. People still consider that rookie material for him, one of the best goalkeepers ever. Talking about another great player, Raymond Coppa. There is a couple of different variations on those. Those are playing cards. Legendary player that we don't talk a lot that much, to be honest. I know that there is collectors for him, but he's the type of player that in the future I actually can see his market grow, because he's a really, really good player, or was a really, really good player. Also believe Ballon d'Or winner, but I'm actually not sure, but I believe Ballon d'Or winner. Santa Maria, also a very popular player at the time for Real Madrid. Bobby Charlton. Okay, this looks like an auto, but PSA does not say anything, so maybe not. Cool card, honestly. Okay. 17 likes. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate. The chat today is not interacting a lot. That's fine, to be honest. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a space that, first of all, I want you guys to feel comfortable. But if you have any comments, any questions, feel free to ask. And of course, also check both links below the video, the Patreon and the Discord. Let's keep moving. So this is a very popular card also on iNearl, not this version, the 61, but the 59. There is also some debate on the dates of iNearl cards. I love the photo for Puskás, all-time great for Real Madrid and one of the best players ever. A lot of top 10 lists, they tend to include Puskás, if not top 10, I'm sorry. If not top 10, at least top 20. Maga Oliman Asdel Deporte. See, this is what I was talking about. There is a lot of cool stuff from Spain. Okay. PSA population 1 of 1, just one graded higher. There is a couple of Di Stephans from Spain that they appear and I never saw them. This is a good example of that. Let me put this on the favorites. Really, really cool card. And talking about Di Stefan, he's talking about one of the best players ever. I mean, could easily be top 10, top 5. Of course, very debatable top 5, but top 10 could very easily be. Another cool card from Mirovar Sprint FB, Pele. Yeah, this is a playing card similar to the Copa. Really nice photo for him, and I like Pele with Santos. I think Pele have a lot of stuff with Brazil, but with Santos, I actually feel is not as much for such an important player. I mean, really nice card. Bobby Moore, legendary defender for England, crucial to win the World Cup in '66. Bobby Moore was Banks, Bobby Moore, Bobby Charlton. I mean, that team was insane. And this is a really nice card. Also a popular card in the vintage market. Remembers a lot the baseball designs at the time. So really cool card. Franges 99 said, with the pre-war Italian cards, how much do you believe the 35 Chocolate Abyssina Giuseppe Miassa would be? I very rarely see them pop up. Franges, I would love to give you an opinion, but I honestly don't know. I guess an opinion I can give you, and at the end of the day, is just that. But the pre-war stuff from Italy have been appearing a bit more recently, especially if you compare with, say, 2-3 years ago. So I would be careful on that front. But it could be just a shock of supply, you know, that for a long time those cards end up not being super relevant. Right now, people are, there was a couple of strong sales for Miasa, even in other sets, and those cards are getting pushed to the market. But I would say one thing, I love the card, and Miasa is a historical player. So do your own research on that, but it's a great card for sure. Okay. Bobby Charlton, Pele, Luis Aragonés. If you guys don't know, Luis Aragonés was the coach for Spain when they ended up winning the Euro 2008 or 2006. No, 2006 was World Cup. What am I saying? No, the Euro 2008, Spain ended up winning, and Luis Aragonés was the coach. He's a legend for Athletic Madrid also. So I thought it was a nice information to add on the video. Not a player that people talk a lot. I mean, he was a good player, but him as a coach was also amazing. Okay. Florian Alberto rookie, a card that I love the look. I think the yellow background is really nice. I feel like I've been appearing a bit more recently, but it's a really nice card. Dennis Law, only Scottish player to win Ballon d'Or, probably the best Scottish player, but there is a case for Gamil, Baxter, Dalglish. you just pass it, it might be, I might be guiding on that one. Okay, let me see. Daniel's law. Maybe it was in the last page. I'm aware of him, by the way. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. This card is also quite popular. Look at this lab. Oh man. Well, if you he's a 9 also. Actually, all three are 9s. Maybe you get a huge discount on this one, you know. And if the card is fine, you can always regrade it. Okay, let's keep moving. Eusebio 63, cool sticker for him. I mean, I think matches very well with his kits, the red border. This card looks nice on SEC. The red and the black makes a nice contrast. This card would also look nice on the PSA slab, to be honest. This is a good alternative if you don't want to pay a premium for the Panini sticker, even though those Panini stickers, the calciators, are also down a good amount, but this card never took off, you know, so maybe because of that there is some opportunity on this one. Okay. Now Panini Calciatore Pele. This card was mine at one point in time, just to be clear. I remember owning this card. The reason I sold this card is I actually love this card quite a lot, but I believe there is damage on the back and this should not be a 4. Otherwise, I love this card. I'm sorry, I love this card. And this is the first Panini sticker for Pele. That narrative alone, I believe, can be powerful in the future. Franz Beckenbauer rookie, 65. We also have Gerd Müller. This is a PSA 3. Normally, this means there is no damage on the back, and normally the PSA 1s, PSA 2 tend to have. But like I said for the Cruyff a couple of minutes ago, you need to be careful and see if PSA end up not doing a mistake or not. Okay. But by the way, I love those cards. I think they are really, really nice. Couple of Sticker Verlags. We have Gerd Müller, we have Garrincha, we have Eusebio, we have Pelé. An auto for Franz Beckenbauer, a player that signs a lot. I know it's quite easy to FOMO into this type of stuff. You think, oh, this is second year card for him and is an auto. This should be an amazing card long term, and could be, but be careful because sometimes things are not as evident, and I think this could be a case since this player tends to sign quite a lot, but they are a nice collectible if you are a fan of Beckenbauer. Okay, what's wrong with this one? Oh, this is second year. Okay, so this is another thing to be careful. It's actually very easy to spot, but the rookie for Beckenbauer and the second year card in the Pergamon, they have the same front, but the back is different. And you can see the back says 66, 67, the other one says 65. Crack Campeonato, really cool cards. I believe those are from Argentina. I remember again, baseball cards quite a lot. I love this type of backgrounds. I think they are really, really nice. The players, not the ones I collect, but I love to see it. I see that I have 14 people watching right now. If you can leave a like, I would appreciate quite a lot. Also check both links below the video. Okay. Talking about him again, Bobby Moore, legendary player. So a couple of minutes ago already, we saw his rookie, but this is the first Panini sticker. Not that I think the market pays more for the first Panini sticker, but this is a narrative similar to the Pele one that maybe one day can actually stick, and the first Panini stickers are a thing. Before we move on, let me ask you guys for a favor. I know I'm always asking you guys for a favor, but this one is important. So we'll spam in the chat a link for the next live. If you can already leave a like, I would appreciate quite a lot, my friends. The reason I'm asking for this is if you guys leave a like on the next live stream, first of all, puts me pressure to do another live stream Friday, and apart from that, helps the live stream to get a bit more traction, to gain more views, and that, of course, helps me tremendous. So check the link that I end up putting on the screen. Really, really helps the channel. And for you, is just click there, leave a like, and that's it. And we continue right now. I see that a couple of you guys are already leaving a like, so thank you so much for that. Okay, now Bobby Moore. Those cards are also very popular. ABC at one point, I believe, had a deal with Topps. Later, actually, I believe ended up becoming a subsidiary of Topps in UK. Talking from the top of my head again, this set is quite popular. The 67. The Bobby Charlton card is again popular. The Bobby Moore, of course, is also popular. But the one I believe is even more popular is the George Best, since he's still quite early in his career. And that they are beautiful cards. They look, again, I'm saying this, but they look like American football / baseball cards at the time. And that also makes sense because of the influence of Topps. 68, Charles Bouchan, Franz Beckenbauer, and Cat. Do not know a lot about this one. This photo tends to be used in other cards. Kubala Jogos Olímpicos, this means Olympic Games. Kubala, also legendary player, do not have a strong market right now, but I like him long run also. One of the best Barcelona players ever, if you guys are not aware. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. If you end up leaving a like, I will spam just one more time for people that may be watching just right now. And yeah, I would appreciate if you can leave a like right there. Also, of course, a like on this stream would help tremendous. All right, let's keep moving. Okay, Palirex. This is Manchester United. Defesa Central means central defender. Novi Steels, not a player with a strong market, but ended up winning Champions League with Manchester United. But talking about players that are a bit more relevant, actually quite more relevant, Piet Kaiser, PSA2, similar to Cruyff in the sense that sometimes the PSA2s, they look really nice, and I think this is a good example of that. I mean, I love the Cruyff card, and I also love this one since the design is the same. Talking about Cruyff, this is another rookie for him, and this is, I believe, this could be a good example to talk about the mistakes that PSA tends to does when it comes to vintage, because I believe there is some damage on the top. But I'm not sure yet. That's why we are opening. Okay. See, this normally, so this is PSA 3, right? Yeah, this is a PSA 3. So this normally should not be a PSA 3. You can see paper loss right there with a mix of glue. The letters are even weird on the top. And someone may pay a lot for this. The front actually looks quite nice. Normally the front is not a problem on this card, it's the back. This should be a PSA 1, PSA 2, not a PSA 3. Normally PSA 3, if you guys are not aware, tend to be for cards that they don't have any type of real damage in terms of, again, repeating myself, but in terms of paper loss. Okay, let me see one thing. So yeah, let's continue. Cool card. If I bid on this card, my approach will be a PSA 1, PSA 2, not a PSA 3. I would probably not win it because some people, they just pay for the grade, even if the grade does not make any sense. Really cool cards, by the way, the Baggioli and Cassia. Love the design with the flags. They look really nice. I love those two, the Franz Beckenbauer and the Gerd Müller. Two of the best players ever also. Germany had amazing cards. Look at this Gerd Müller. I mean, not a rookie, still early card, but such a nice collectible. And, if in the future there is a super Gerd Müller collector, this is the type of stuff that looks so nice in a PC, you know. Okay. Okay. We are entering the vintage market quite soon. And then starts the pre-modern market, a market that I also love, but I also love vintage. Pele, 70 Panini Mexico. This is a super popular card for Pele. This is the first World Cup sticker for Pele. It's actually the first World Cup set ever made. And I thought it was amazing that Pele was the biggest star at the time. There is a couple of variations for this card. This, if I'm not wrong, I believe is the most common back there is. It's a PSA 6. It's okay, you know, but super iconic sticker for him. Almost similar to Maradona 79 Panini Calciator, even though the Panini Calciator for Maradona is kind of still hooky material, this is not, but in terms of set, this is a more important set. Okay. Cool Van der Oud sticker with Ajax. I love the way the kit looks. This one is a 7, so no damage on the back. I will not check it, but actually seems fine. Not a true rookie, even though they keep putting rookie for Alex Ferguson. For some people, maybe the best coach ever, but could be at least top 5 in most lists. Of course, Guardiola, Mourinho, Ancelotti, all of those guys also are in the discussion. But a very, very important coach and end up changing the history of Manchester United. That alone is quite huge. Another one. In this case, they don't put a rookie. Okay. By the way, this is also not a rookie. This is, of course, not a rookie, but the other one is also not a rookie. 72, Universal Eusébio Futebolistas de Portugal. Early stuff, I mean, this, to be fair, this is 10-year cards, but early stuff for Eusébio from Portugal tends to be rare. But even this type of stuff, you can see PSA population 1 of 2 non-graded higher. This is not a rookie by any means, but is from the country that should matter for Eusébio. I see 15 people watching the stream. If all of you guys can leave a like, that would help me quite a lot. Also consider to subscribe if you are new to the channel and check my Patreon if you want exclusive content. I have more than 100 videos there. And if you cannot afford $10, that's totally fine. At least join my Discord server. Link will also be below the video. Also in the comments when I end the stream. The Discord server have more than 1,000 members. So amazing place to interact with me, to interact with other collectors. Let's keep moving. Oh, nice Cruyff. Okay. Kempes, legendary player, honestly. I mean, was a key player for Argentina to win the World Cup 78. We don't talk a lot about him. Passarella was also a very important player. Ruiz Romero is a very popular brand at the time, was a very popular brand at the time. English is not my main language. I guess you guys can notice that quite easy. But yeah, cool card for him. I always love those designs with the red borders, and they look really nice with the PSA slab. Oh man, this Stefan looks so old right there already. If you guys don't know, this Stefan was present in the Cristiano Ronaldo 2009 presentation. So amazing player. This is the first World Cup for Zico. This one tends to be quite easy to find, but is a cool sticker. I love and you guys probably recognize the design since Maradona have a very popular card with this type of design, even though the set is not the same. Even as a major success as a manager, underrated in the hobby. Are you talking about Alex Ferguson or Dalglish? But in both cases, I think they could still be underrated to be transparent. First World Cup sticker for Michel Platini, Argentina 78. Legendary player, 3 times Ballon d'Or. Another player that I feel like we don't talk that much. His personality outside of the pitch was not the best. I believe he had some problems even with corruption. So basically it is what it is. But as a player, he was an amazing one and playing in the Maradona era. But he was a very popular player. I mean, people debated between him and Maradona, even though Maradona always has a edge, since it was a bit more magic than him. Now we have Socrates and Zico. Those two cards they tend to appear all the time together. Ping pong is a very interesting set in the sense that the cards they look beautiful. This is also a sub brand subset of tops in South America. But also because of that, the production was a bit high. There is two variations for, I believe, every player. Socrates have another one, and Zico also have another one. In terms of rarity, they are similar, but one is a bit lower pop. I don't remember from the top of my head what is the version. Talking about Socrates, I mean, another player with such an amazing history, legendary for sure. And Zico, one of the best Brazilian players ever. Huge legend for Flamengo, and I love this card because of that, because you can see clear the Flamengo kit. Nelson said, okay, Maradona 82 sticker BGS 9 sold recently. What do you think? I don't know, Nelson. This is not the first time you actually ask this question. The last stream you ended up also asking this question. But I don't know. I mean, I like Maradona as a player. I tend to like his early stuff in general. So that would be my answer. 78 Hugo Sanchez, rookie material for him. Really cool, cool photo. Almost there is some type of filter on the photo, but is a cool one. Maradona crack super football Diego Armando Maradona rookie. Again, rookie is relative since the true rookie is 77 and you also have 78 cards, but some people may consider the 79 still rookie material. This is the same photo as used in not chocolate, as Libro de Estampas, and there is another set that also uses this photo. This photo, the first one is Libro de Estampas, and that's the most important one if you ask me. This remembers the NBA stuff, right? It's actually tops. Kind of makes sense. If this is basically like NBA in the 80s with this type of design, normally those cards are insanely difficult to grade. This is a very important player at the time, Kevin Keegan. Will even up winning 2 times Ballon d'Or. So 82, this is the first year for Maradona at Barcelona. This card appears quite a lot. Seleção de Futebol, Liga Espanhola 83. Yeah, not my favorite card for him at Barcelona, but at least he's in the rookie season at Barcelona. Or rookie, yeah, let's say rookie season, even though this is a made-up expression. Mark van Basten, I Appeal Award A, exceptional. Key sticker in the pre-modern market or the vintage, it depends how you look pre-modern, if you count by the 90s or by the 80s, but a very important card nonetheless, the only rookie for him. Beautiful one. This one looks quite clean. I mean, I had one in the past, I sold it. Mine was not a PSA 6, was a BGS 3.5. But this is a very difficult one to find, and Van Basten was a historical player and up winning Ballon d'Or 3 times. Almost similar to Platini. I think people should talk more about them, even though I don't have a connection, so I also don't talk about them. But in terms of history, it makes sense to have them in the top level. Michel Laudrup, another important player at the time, ended up playing in Italy, ended up playing for Barcelona. I could be wrong, but I believe Laudrup is actually Iniesta idol or Xavi. No, I'm not sure. Either way, was a very influential player at the time. Rookie for Paolo Monelli. I'm joking. This is rookie for Roberto Baggio. They end up changing the names. Maybe it's actually rookie for Paolo Monelli and I don't know. Looking at his age, maybe not. But an interesting card for him. I mean, not a player that I collect, Baggio, but I know there is a lot of collectors that love some Baggio. Okay. Another player that I feel like I have a strong collector base is Paulo Gascogni. Gascogni. Not sure if I'm pronouncing this well. Newcastle nowadays is doing very well, so maybe there will be increase of Newcastle collectors, and this is an interesting player to collect. Diego Maradona, 86. He actually ended up winning the World Cup this year. Love this one, epic photo. Someone posting this on our Discord, link below the video if you want to join. That the man that is actually with Maradona on the photo ended up going to the final in 2022. So I thought that was a nice history. Guys, we are 3 likes away of 20 likes. If we can do it, I would be very happy with that. Okay. Rai was quite a popular player at one point, by the way, but the market does not care about him. Butragueno, another important player, but his market is quite weak. Similar logic to Fernando Hierro. Deschamps, I mean, this name you guys probably recognize because of France, the coach, but he also ended up being part of the team that ended up winning in the World Cup 98. Valderrama, Andrés Escobar, talk about a crazy story. A couple of Panini World Cup stickers. Luis Enrique Rookie, I believe he is the coach for PSG next season. Was a very good player, but the player that I thought was even better was Pep Guardiola, and as a coach, one of the best ever. This is a PSA 7, PSA population 1 of 6, 5 graded higher. From my experience, this is not that easy to find actually, especially in good condition. I tend to struggle quite a lot, but really cool card for Guardiola, and is a rookie card at the end of the day. I believe also the only rookie for Guardiola. Okay, Bergkamp. This is not exactly a true rookie, but it's still early stuff. Similar logic going for Bassett, Ryan Giggs. PSA 9. Again, PSA 9 might sound a crazy grade, but you don't even see the population because those cards, they tend to grade very well. There is a bunch of PSA 9s and there is even PSA 10s. Rui Costa, president of my club, Benfica. This is a pocket calendar, but since was made by Panini, PSA grades it right now. I'm not sure if this makes sense or not, but the card looks really cool and goes very well with the PSA slab. Guys, I promise this is the last time, but if you can leave a like on this video, I would appreciate quite a lot. On the one you are watching and also the one I'm putting a link on the chat. Okay, Roberto Carlos. Now we are in the area that I like the most, the 90s. Pele Brazilian 93, and this is also 93, but I believe this should be 94. There is a mistake done by PSI. We also ended up talking about this yeah, even says 94 on the back. But yeah, really cool cards for Roberto Carlos. What a defender. One of my favorite players ever. For me, the best left back I saw. What rookie I like the most? Honestly, I may like the card a bit more. I think the photo is amazing, but this is the true rookie for him, and because of that, have a special place in my heart. Now we have Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo Nazário Lima, o Fenómeno. What a player. I mean, sadly, this card has been appearing so much that it's almost weird to cover this card every week. This one is very off-center or not well cut. I'm not sure, to be fair. Yeah, this card is on a lot, and I think it's a nice item, but I would not pay a lot. Be careful with this type of stuff. This is non-licensed, and there is always a huge risk associated with. There is already a huge risk associated with stickers, but this card. Take a look at the gem rate increase. Not the gem rate increase. I'm sorry. Take a look at the pop increase in the gem rate website, and that will blow you guys away. Okay. Zinedine Zidane 96. This is the first year at Juventus. Super calcio, cool sticker. Love this photo. Same photo that being used for Panini Melhores Equipos de Europa. This is a cool card. Okay. Futera had some cool designs. Rookie material, let's say for Pirlo, a 9, good grade. Looks nice on the front actually. Seems center, the back not as much. People prefer the Calciatore in nice grades. I mean, Panini have a better history than I would say Merlin, but I like this sticker. Also, I think the red background looks quite nice, and Pirlo was an incredible player. But in terms of true rookie, this is actually not the true rookie. Pirlo have won 1 year earlier with 2 players. Yes, probably I believe is DS. David Beckham cards with Merlin are really cool. I mean, the quality is amazing for pre-modern, let's say. So this is the Calciatore rookie, even though he's also not a true rookie. PSA 9, 1 of 9, 5 graded diarrhea. This tends to be a difficult sticker to grade, but there is still a lot of them raw. In good condition, that I tend to doubt, but Panini melhores equipos de Europa, Zidane, second year at Juventus. This is also second year for melhores equipos de Europa, but really cool photo if you ask me. At least I love it. As we are 1 like away of 20 likes, and I would appreciate if we can get there. Pianeta Calcio, also cool set. There is a couple of Ronaldos that I really like on this one, and this is Zinedine Zidane. Not that difficult to find, but really nice photo. I was talking about the Xavi market on my Patreon community. Link below the video if you want to join. But I guess I can give you guys a couple of my thoughts on the Xavi market. I think the most common rookie for Xavi, not I think, I mean, at this point seems quite obvious, is the Mundi Chrome card. But I believe the correction on the Colecciones Este is so strong that I may think that they could be an opportunity to be bought right now. You can buy a PSA 5, PSA 6 around $35-40, at least from the last time I saw. And I see some opportunity there. I still think this is an amazing sticker for him. This grade, PSA 6, not normally, but at least a lot of times, I guess that the same as say normally, the sticker looks fine apart from centering, and look at the centering on this one, is so bad. If this was a good centering, this could be easily PSA 7, PSA 8. So I would say a good sticker with nice centering is probably even more difficult. Leftming 701 said, joined a little late, never too late, my friend. Do you think the soccer card market has bottomed? So I also end up talking about this on the Patreon, but I don't mind sharing my thoughts with you. At least from what I saw, from, again, the time I'm putting in the market, I have that feeling, that the worst is already done. That said, macroeconomics, they still have a huge say in all of this. But if you look at the market around November, December, there was a lot of cards hitting all-time lows that are already recovering 20%, 30%. So we saw this, and I believe we're already seeing some type of stabilization, even growth. Of course, the market goes by cycles. Certain cards, they may still correct because they may never end up facing huge corrections in the past, but the ones that faced huge corrections, and they have great fundamentals, of course, not talking about base, they are already recovering, and that gives me a lot of hope. But I also think, again, microeconomics have a huge say in all of this. But glad to see you back, my friend. We have Thierry Henry Foot 98-99, DC France. Cool cards for him, not a true rookie, but still early. The rookie year for him is 96-97. Thierry Henry have 3 rookies, if you guys are not aware. Panini Foot 97, represents season 96-97, and Melhores Equipos de Europa. But for Melhores Equipos de Europa, you have 2 versions, the Spanish/Portuguese and the Russian one. The Russian tends to be really difficult. Thanks, Andre. No problem, my friend. Okay. Now we have Steven Gerrard, the Transfer Update Edition Merlin sticker. This one has been appearing a bit more. I love this sticker. I think Steven Gerrard is a legend for Liverpool, for English fans in general. Was one of my favorite players when I was, again, growing, because he had been playing for Liverpool for so long and he had been relevant in Liverpool for so long. But I would say one thing, this sticker seems more difficult to find than the normal Merlin sticker. And that also makes sense because this was part of, I believe, a January update. But recently, and I also have to be clear on this one, more of them have been appearing. You can see there is already 9, and there is 6 graded higher. If you put in perspective, and maybe I can do a video on this in the future, versus 1 year ago, I felt like those numbers are much, much different. So that scares me a bit, but nice sticker in general. Those ones are still facing a huge correction. Normally, Mundi Chrome, the problem tends to be the centering, and I believe this is a good example of that. The card probably looks perfect on the corners, on the edges, on the surface, but look at the centering, it's so bad. Casillas, one of the best goalkeepers ever. Guys, thank you so much for leaving the like. I really, really appreciate it. And like I was saying, I actually have a lot of content on Patreon. A couple of things I was mentioned there. I already talked in the Patreon a couple of weeks or even months ago. Link below the video if you want to join. But even more important is to join the Discord server because that's totally free. Link also below the video and on the comments. PSA 9 Xavi. Yeah, the centering is not perfect, but it's a 9, so not bad. See, I see more opportunity on the ST sticker than I see on the Mundi Chrome, unless he's, okay, a 9 to be fair is a very good grade, but in general, I feel like the correction was a bit crazier on the ST than it was on the, or at least was more justifiable on the Mundi Chrome. Navarrete Mundial, this is basically Panini for South America, Peru, Venezuela. They are quite easy to find, to be fair, but really cool photo for him. And 98 it's not the first World Cup really for Ronaldo, but it's kind of the first real World Cup for him, since in 94 he was not a relevant player and he was already a superstar in 98. Michael Owen, rookie. I talked about this last week. The super players for Panini at the time, they end up not having the rights with Premier League. The rights end up being with Merlin. That's why they are using a training kit. But they are still cool cards. Lampard and Ferdinand both have also rookies in the set. PSA 10 Futera 2000. I actually like this card. I love the Dreamcast logo on the jersey. And this is the first year for Thierry Henry. This should be, I believe, 99-2000. I believe that should be the case. And you can see 0 appearance, 0 goals, so representing the first season for Thierry Henry at Arsenal. And we all know the history for Henry at Arsenal. The first colors blasts ever made in soccer. I'm joking, but they kind of remember that if you ask me. Rivaldo, Fichas, Liga El Mejor. Really, really cool card. Not super easy, not super difficult to find, I'm sorry, but really nice one. And it's a PSA 9, so. One of my favorite players ever, Andres Iniesta, have my name, so I guess that should be the main reason for me to like him. But in all seriousness, he was an amazing, amazing player. I mean, was so close to win Ballon d'Or in 2002. I believe made the top 2 at Ballon d'Or 2 times. So, and we are talking an era that was dominated by Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, so not easy at all. Similar logic with Xavi. Early stuff for, in this case, rookie stuff for Torres, El Nino. Not a player that I collect, but he's a nice one. Adriano, Imperador, with Parma, right? Yeah, with Parma. Crazy story. Also, this guy at one point we thought could be the next Ronaldo, but ended up, flopping a bit in his career. He had a couple of nice years at Inter Milan. Didier Drogba, talk about a player that ended up not flopping. This is the only rookie for him. Huge legend for Chelsea, one of the best strikers that the Premier League ever saw. And this guy was clutch. If you doubt me, watch Bayern Munich versus Chelsea in the Champions League final. Ronaldinho stickers, PSA 8, not a bad grade, and this is a PSA 9. Normally, people tend to prefer the foil one, understandable, but in terms of rarity, they seem quite similar to be fair. At least in this point, with more data, we shall see. Zinedine Zidane, also in the same set. For some reason, there is no logo, so makes me believe they end up having no rights, which I don't understand that well, since this is Panini stickers, but those are cool cards for sure. The Zidane don't appear as much. Also makes sense. It's not as relevant as Ronaldinho, since Ronaldinho is early card for him. Rookie card for Fernando Torres, Super Estrelas. This is not as rare as the Iniesta one, by the way. You may think that, but it's not the case. The Iniesta headshot was an update. This is not an update. 2002 Panini World Cup. Again, cool card for Zinedine Zidane. At the time, was one of the best players in the world. 2002 won the World. Oh, was Brazil. Never mind. I was trying to remember what France did on that World Cup, but I actually don't remember that well. They are probably favorites because they won the Euro 2 years after that, and also the World Cup in '98. One of my favorite inserts in pre-modern, Craque, Las Fichas de la Liga Mundi Cromo. Another card that is super beautiful on this set is the Ronaldinho, but Zidane is probably the second one I like the most. Another really, really cool insert, MVP, Ronaldo, the Brazilian one. So nice. I know they are common, but they look so nice. At least in my eyes, they look really nice. Campeonato Brasileiro Kaká. Not a true rookie for him, but still very early. Ballon d'Or winner. After him, Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo end up dominating the world of football. Arjen Robben, De Jong, Van der Sar, Van Persie, Schneider. Basically, this was a really good generation, honestly. I mean, Van der Vaart had a couple of nice years, even at Real Madrid. Robben, of course, what a player. And Van Persie, I mean, and Schneider also. Amazing players. Some people are talking in the chat. What's up, Andrea? What's up, Valencia? How are you doing? Hey, David, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. You guys are a bit late today, but I believe you guys will watch the stream, the VOD in the future. In the future in this case. Even though, okay, you guys get the point. Guys, let me ask you for one thing, and since there is more people watching right now, do not forget to leave a like on this link. This is the next live stream. If you guys leave a like, that helps quite a lot. And of course, also leave a like on this one and check both links below the video. All right, let's continue with this. Let's see if everything is working. Everything is working today. That's nice. So talking about those stickers, the Football 04, the two biggest names I would say are Van Persie and Robben. Schneider is probably close. Van der Vaart and De Jong not particularly close. But the one I like the most is honestly Robben. I think Robben was such an amazing player. This is also a PSA 10. Oh wait, all of those are PSA 10s. That's crazy. Again, not the rarest sticker in the world, but look at the 104. I mean, if PWCC does end up doing a great job, which sometimes I tend to doubt, but if this is a PSA 104, I mean, this will be a top card for Robben, and the same logic going for the other players, specifically Van Persie and Schneider. What last card you bought? That's a good question, but it was actually a Magic the Gathering card. I bought Nickel Ballers 94 Legends. Soccer, let's see if I don't say something wrong. Soccer was SEC 8 Mega Cracks Zidane 2004. It was $30 or something. But I like the set, so. Okay, the Magic the Gathering card was a bit more expensive. 2004 Mundi Cromo, David Silva, legendary player for Spain, legendary player for Manchester City. with one rookie. I believe this was not in the main release, since this is from the second division. At one point, I knew this type from the top of my head, to be honest. Right now, I don't. But great card for David Silva. Also, this ball was super iconic. I had one, and I had a lot of fun playing with that ball. Ronaldinho, nice insert. Ash, if you are not aware, this is a newspaper in Spain. This was a partnership they had with Mundi Cromo. PSA 9, good grade, cool insert. Couple of rookies for Lionel Messi. Now we enter the Messi market. PSA 8, nice grade. Centering also looks quite nice on this one. Already at 200. This is still one of my favorite rookies for every time I look at this card, even though I understand it's almost like the Aquarella for Pele. I understand the piece quite a lot, but I love the boots, I love the ball. This ball was the ball that ended up getting used in World Cup 2000 no, not World Cup 2002. This was Euro 2004 ball. But yeah. In Portuguese, the name of these boots are Total 90. Quite nice. It's Total 90. The 6 looks okay, apart from the centering. And yeah, the eye appealing got destroyed because of that. But looks nice on the SEC slab, you know. And if you get this by ship, I mean, it's still a really nice card, honestly. Another one that I like quite a lot, but I feel like people don't talk that much, is the Mundi Cromo Top Liga. There is a foil version that I prefer, but the non-foil is also cool. See, this is what I don't get. There is this version that looks quite normal, and there is this one that is very faded by the sun on the front, but okay on the back. Not sure what's going on right there, to be honest. I think that they are real, by the way, but maybe PSA and the other grading companies, they should make a distinction between both versions. Now we have a rookie for Thiago Silva, important player, honestly. Ended up having amazing seasons at PSG, at AC Milan, even a very good season at Chelsea, and up winning Champions League with Chelsea. But I don't think will be a player that history will be that kind to him, especially because he's a defender. But if he actually end up winning in the last World Cup with Brazil, that would be a different story, but that's not the case. Hey Thomas, how are you doing, my friend? Happy to see you. Let's keep moving. Thomas, do not forget the like, of course, but I feel like Thomas already know that. And of course, not for you, Thomas, because I know you are part of the Patreon and the Discord, but I'll always check the links below the video, guys. The links below the video. A couple of more Messi rookies, PSA 8, Campion and Campione, but in this case it's a 9. Actually, I will favor those. I'm curious to see, because this is a better grade, but is more common, and this is more true rarity, but less condition rarity. Great cards in general is probably the rookie I like the least for Messi, as you guys know, but great cards in general. I mean, I like all Messi rookies. This is a cool one. Okay. And you can see some damage on the edges and on the corners. This could be a PSA 6, PSA 7, ooh, maybe even on the front. Even right there, but I don't know. But one of my favorite rookies for Messi. A couple of years ago, this even sounds weird to say a couple of years ago, but at this point was already a couple of years ago. I remember doing a poll on my Instagram. I had less followers, to be honest, but I ended up putting what's the favorite rookie for Messi after 7 on Bs, and this was the card that won. I understand, people really love this design, and I'm no different. I also think it's a cool card. It's a Campion. Really nice insert for David Beckham, Mega Cracks 2004. This set is super popular, but the insert, the Mega Estrelas, is also, I would say, fairly popular on the set. And I believe there is more players, right? Yeah. I know, so I saw someone talking about this on Discord. PSA 5-7 on this. Corners are not the best, but okay. The eye appealing is nice on the front. Oh man, PSA 9 for both. There is a Ronaldinho? No. If there was a Ronaldinho, you'd have the three best players on the set, Ronaldo, Zidane, and Ronaldinho. I mean, you have Beckham, that is also an amazing player, but 1 of 2, 1 of 5, 1 of 9. It's kind of crazy that there is such a difference between David Beckham and Ronaldo. This makes me believe that sometimes there is some type of pop controlation when it comes to, to bigger names. Not that David Beckham is a smaller name, but he's not as big as Ronaldo. So, but okay, forget about. Really cool stuff. Yeah, PSA 9 is an incredible grade. I love those, by the way. You can see that, man, there is 6 10s for Beckham. That's crazy. I was about to say condition rarity on 10s is crazy, but the David Beckham, I don't know. I mean, you can see there is a lot. Talking about another card that I really, really like is this one, the Top Liga foil Lionel Messi Mundi Chromo. There is a different version of this. There is one that is shiny. This is basically kind of base, if that makes sense, but a really cool one. Not sure if PSA makes a differentiation between them or if knows, because they put foil on this one and this is not foil. Andrés Iniesta Verticales. There is a couple of variations for this card, Verticales, Linhas. There is a couple of rayas. There is a couple of variations, but sadly, Mundichrome never explained the rarity between the variations, and looking at pop reports is difficult to figure out. Cool card for Iniesta. I mean, what a player. Of this one, you can see Ronaldinho, best player in the world, and Lionel Messi, best young kid in the world. So nice that my favorite player and my second favorite player in one photo. To be honest, maybe Messi is my favorite player nowadays, but Ronaldinho is. I have nostalgia, and this is the second half. I believe this is the best striker in the world, but I could be wrong. Okay. Aguero, this is not the true rookie, but it's still fairly early for him. Same for this one. Benzema, 9. And another 9. I would stay away off this sticker. I said this a couple of times. The pop report is growing insanely fast. If you want to buy a Panini foot, I would probably try to buy a raw or even a lower grade. I think that would be fine. I would not trust condition rarity on this one. This is one of the first Panini almost premium cards, if that makes sense. Champions League card for Lionel Messi. Cool one. I believe the 2007 and 2008 designs are even better than this one, but still a fairly early card for him. Trezeguet, Juventus legend, and also French legend, to be honest. That being important, especially in the Euro. Okay. Man, what I talk about, I talk about so many times about this set that what can I say? I like the set a lot, but it's appearing too much. The PSA 9s for Legends are fairly low, so if you want to collect them, they could be at a nice entry point. 1 of 10, just one graded higher, PSA 9, Lewandowski rookie. This is a rookie I like the most for Lewandowski. The action shot, the pop end up going a bit insane. This one is still fairly low. I mean, 1 of 10, if this is correct, by the way, still something I like. But I'm not even sure if this is correct, by the way. This one, I still like it, but a bit less specific because I believe there is a couple of fakes going around. This is fairly recent, so but yeah, I would still be careful. Kevin De Bruyne early stuff, but not rookie and Tukaman. And we are entering the modern era. Let's go until 2017. Flawless for Hugo Sanchez. Really nice card. See the other. That's a nice one. I mean, I know Hugo Sanchez have a decent market, so if you guys are into him, maybe this could be an opportunity. Probably will be expensive since Flawless have also a lot of collectors. Noir, also an amazing set, in this case for Isco. Those are on card autos, people tend to love them, and I'm also no exception. I also think they look amazing. Peter Schmeichel, Immaculate on card auto, also a really nice one. PSA 5, oh my god. Yeah, you can see there is a lot of damage, but it's still an amazing card, let's be real. Guys, we are almost ending the stream, so please consider to leave a like. I would appreciate that quite a lot. Pele on sticker, Immaculate. Looks nice, the card, to be honest, but yeah, on sticker, I'm not sure. Wait, is this on sticker or am I just making things up? Cool card for Thomas Muller's first year for Panini Revolution, but let's take a look at this one. Maybe this is not sticker. Okay, I actually don't think this is sticker. Okay, if he's not sticker, that changes a lot. Really cool card. Also, the colors go well with the Brazilian kit. Kaboom Lionel Messi, PSA 10. Well, I said this a couple of times, but if I had to buy a Kaboom, it will be this one, not the others. But even this one, I don't know. You know, I think these narratives are not as strong as people try to make it, but I like it. I like the card, not sure if I like the narrative. This is another insert. This one is not super popular and is Gareth Bale, but this is a red out of 10. PSA population 1 of 1, PSA 10. Crazy card if you are a Bale collector. A card that I love quite a lot. PSA 9 Tops 2017 Topps Chrome. This is the easiest numbered card to find in Topps Chrome for Messi. The grades could be a 10, but I mean, this is still fairly difficult in the long run if this set keeps getting popular. I believe this is getting relisted, or maybe it's a new one. But I know recently one sold on PWCC, and someone already listed on eBay. So not sure if this is the same or not, but not something I collect. But I know some people like those inserts. Yeah, now is when things start get a bit more crazy. Nice Messi, I guess. I end up skipping. But nice Messi, but yeah, after 2018, I really lose. 2017, 2019, I really lose interest in modern. I think it appears a bit too much. Baresi and Paolo Rossi. Okay, those are two legends, but sticker auto. I like this one. Cool card for Messi, the Color Blast. Also cool card for Mohamed Salah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you had fun. I always enjoy doing the streams. Like I said, consider to leave a like. I will leave the link for the next stream one more time. And I would appreciate if you guys can go there and also drop a like there. This, again, incentivizes me to do more live streams. And also, when I stream next week, makes the stream go a bit further in terms of views. That's important for the growth of the channel. If you can leave a like on this one, I would also appreciate, and also check links below the video. Last time I will say it, but I have a Patreon community, more than 100 videos there. So if you like my content on YouTube, you have a lot of content that you don't have access here, but you have access on Patreon. And of course, my Discord server, totally free to join, and we are more than 1,000 members. I also hope to see you there. Thank you so much, guys, and see you guys next time.